Hello and welcome to ThePrint. I am Aman, and in our great speeches series today, we turn to an address delivered by Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee to the Majlis of the Islamic Republic of Iran in April 2001. This was Vajpayee's first visit to Iran as Prime Minister. It came at a time when the region was facing sanctions, conflict, the rise of extremism, and uncertainty about the future of Afghanistan. India and Iran were exploring closer cooperation in energy, connectivity, and regional security. We revisit this speech today because many of the questions Vajpayee raised, such as about dialogue between civilizations, unilateralism, technology denial, terrorism, and regional cooperation, remain unresolved today. Speaking to the Iranian parliament, Vajpayee began by highlighting historical ties between India and Iran. He said, I come to your great country to renew the strong civilizational links between India and Iran. We have known and interacted with each other throughout history. There has been an uninterrupted dialogue. Its tempo may have varied at times, but it was never broken. End quote. That civilizational continuity gave substance to Iran's call for a dialogue among civilizations, an idea proposed by President Mohammad Khatami. Vajpayee said, the initiative emphasizes that the security and prosperity of the world needs cooperative efforts and not confrontation or unilateral imposition of one's will. And there can be no cooperation without a genuine dialogue which seeks to understand and appreciate different points of view and to see the truth in its manifold manifestations. End quote. The Prime Minister then embedded this idea in an Indian tradition of debate and exchange. He said, the Indian tradition has always held that samvad, a positive and peaceful exchange of views, is a fundamental pillar of civilized society, and it also has to be the first pillar of a peaceful and just world. End quote. From culture, he moved to the pressures of the present, which were unavoidable, but their consequences were not. Vajpayee said, globalization, the technology revolution, and international interdependence are inescapable realities. But it should not be an inevitable corollary that weaker countries get marginalized in the process or that the socio-economic divide is replaced by the digital divide within and between countries. End quote. He warned against unilateral economic prescriptions and technology denial regimes that block development. The PM said, the operation of some technology denial regimes has blocked even genuine development requirements of developing countries. Countries like India and Iran need to jointly engage in the process of countering moves which could create a new international regime of economic discrimination. End quote. Turning to India's own political identity, Vajpayee spoke clearly about secularism, calling India a land of many faiths. He said, our belief in secularism is rooted in a tradition which fundamentally respects man's spiritual quest and his freedom to pursue it in the manner in which he chooses to do so. There may be some occasional aberrations, but neither the state nor civil society would ever weaken its bond with secular values. End quote. Vajpayee made clear that this commitment was non negotiable. He said, we will also never allow any external force to cast a shadow on India's secular fabric by seeking to damage our unity and territorial integrity. End quote. Vajpayee then addressed Islam's place in India with unusual specificity. He said, Islam has made a significant contribution to the development of our culture. We do not consider any religion foreign to us. For nearly 1,000 years, Islam has been part and parcel of our national and social life. The mellifluous call of the azan, the bells of our temples and churches, the invocation of the Guru Granth Sahib, and the Dhammapada all blend in a melodious symphonic offering to the Almighty. End quote. He reinforced this with a personal reference. He said, my own parliamentary constituency is Lucknow, which is one of the holy centers of Shia tradition in India. Since the days of my youth, the Muharram processions have made a profound impression on me. I was moved by the story of the supreme sacrifice of Imam Hussain at Karbala. End quote. From identity, Vajpayee moved to security and the limits of force. He said, wherever there are differences, and however strong or emotional these differences, they have to be addressed directly, peacefully, and through dialogue. Dialogue and violence cannot go hand in hand. End quote. At the same time, he issued a warning about the resurgence of extremism in the region. He said, dark forces of violence, terrorism, and obscurantist ideologies have again emerged in our neighborhood. The mentality behind the forces that are responsible for this destruction and the nexus of these forces with violence and terror presents a challenge to all those societies that aspire to harmony and peace. End quote. Vajpayee closed by arguing that India and Iran had a shared responsibility and an opportunity. He said, for the welfare of our peoples and for regional peace and security, India and Iran have to confront these challenges together. On the firm foundations of our traditional affinities, the time has come to reinvigorate our relations in all areas. The possibilities are immense and we should harness them for the welfare of our people. End quote. 2 decades on, in a world again marked by conflict, sanctions, technological fragmentation, and civilizational fault lines, Vajpayee's argument in Tehran continues to resonate. Thank you for joining us on Great Speeches. For more from The Print, do subscribe at theprint.in/subscribe. I am Aman in Delhi.